The Central's correspondent, Sagir Ibrahim, will cover the demonstrations in Abuja and now joins us for more updates. Sagir, it's nice to have you around to discuss this. I know it's not so nice for the ex-policemen who are protesting right now. Now, we heard that the retired policemen protested under heavy rain. How telling was that on them as they demanded better welfare?
It was sad one to see the It was really sad because I would say all of us who observed this demonstration, whether we're police officers or whether we're representatives of news media organization observing, could only observe with dismay what the situation of these pensioners are. I mean, it's a situation where after spending 35 years actively in service, risking your life continuously all through, not knowing what the next day would hold for you, because of the so-called hazards of the job and what the job terrain entails. You 35 years later now have to beg, insist, or even fight for your rights in terms of pensions and in terms of gratuity. Well, that was the situation of these retirees who we can see on the screen right now. They continue to complain that it's been a terrible welfare for them. It's bad already that the welfare package of 7 police officers is what it is. But for these officers to retire and still have to come out and beg for their pension to be paid to them as and when due, to beg that the pension be increased, to beg that they be removed from the Nigerian Pension Commission, as they mentioned, because of incessant delays in the payment of their pensions, in the payment of all sort of benefits that accrue to them. Most of them complain that they had spent 35 years in service, and what comes to them in the end is the bulk sum of around between 1.7 million to 3 million naira. This is not enough because in the end, they get a bigger for a paltry 40,000 naira at the end of the month, and some of them less. So they are coming out today to say enough is enough. The police for the longest time has been quiet, about all of these issues. But for the first time in a really long time, they are saying police lives matter. Enough is enough. They have to do this. For the next set of police officers who are currently in service at the moment, that will be coming out of the retiring soonest, not to come and meet this current situation that they are grappling with.
A lot of people will consider this appalling, seeing that these people are treated this way. Now, they are also demanding their removal from the contributory pension scheme. And I'd like to ask if that has been a stumbling block in accessing their pension and their pays.
Can you repeat that question again, please?
So I said earlier, they are also demanding that they be removed from the contributory pension scheme. And I'm just trying to find out if that has been a big issue, most especially when it comes to accessing their pension.
Oh, yes, they said that's been for over a decade. In fact, a lot of them have complained about the opaqueness of the process, especially with relation to the pension commission. They say for the longest time it has contributed to the delay that they have witnessed, and because of that, they no longer want to be part of it. They should be taken out of it because they have mentioned that officers in the armed forces, talk about the Army, Navy, and Air Force, are not part of it. So they do not see any reason why they should be part of it and should continue, to face some of the challenges that they faced in the past. They feel that it has trampled upon their rights for so long. It has impeded their ability to provide for themselves and for their closest families. Some of them mentioned that they are retired, and this, payment has been the only source and means of providing for not just themselves, but for their families and other co-dependents that they have around them. But they've been unable to do so because it has either been paltry or it has not been coming where it should come. So, they came out today, defined the rain and defined whatever scenario that it was. I mean, initially they had tried to stop them, barricading the entrance of the force headquarters, stating that they should stay where they are and their voices should be heard from where they are. But they insist, telling the officers to their faces, look, this is a situation that really concerns you. You're wearing the uniform now, but tomorrow you're going to be probably in the situation that we are. So it's in the best interest of people, those who are serving, to observe the process and try to support whatever way that they can. There were attempts by some other ranking police officers with an inclusion of the police force public relations officer, who I saw at some point during the demonstration, trying to take some of them to the peacekeeping hall, which was supposed to be a hall designated for the Inspector General of Police to meet with all of the protesting pensioners, but they had insisted that they were not going to do so because they were tired of sitting down in halls, drinking, problems not being resolved. So this time they say they insist that the Inspector General of Police will have to come out and address them directly to their faces, else they would not be leaving the entrance of the police force headquarters.
It's quite interesting that they've not been addressed. I mean, in one of the interviews, they said that the scheme has actually impoverished them, and they're also talking about internal extortion and slavery-like treatment. That would be a big indictment on the Nigerian police and, of course, the handlers of their pension scheme, don't you think?
Well, look, I mean, it's no news that matters regarding welfare of police officers in Nigeria has really been one that could be better than it is currently. I mean, like Moyole mentioned in this interview, you look at their faces and you see the clear signs, of weather beatedness. You see signs that all does not seem to be well. They are insisting that police remuneration should at least start from a minimum of 500,000. They are saying this would be the basis, to ensure that a lot of the vices that we have continued to accuse police officers of are addressed. I mean, it is the foundation upon which the NSAS protest started in 2020 in October, as you recall, issues regarding police welfare, protecting the welfare of police officers, improving their welfare so they live a decent life and a decent lifestyle. Talk about going to police barracks and seeing the state and the nature of this barrack. It is appalling. This is not the first time that issues around the welfare and issues around, police generally has been brought to the fore. But this time they are saying this is the first time that they will be following the issues to a conclusive end, not just in Abuja, but in other parts of the country as well. I don't know if you recall that they have mentioned that this demonstration is not just going to be happening in Abuja, but across all the headquarters, police headquarters station across the different states, in the country. But this is supposed to send a strong message to the powers that be and to the authorities to know that they are not joking, they are very, very serious, and they are ready to see this to whatever level it gets to.
Okay, Sagir, you are at the protest ground. Is it true that the ex-security personnel were tear gassed at some point by active policemen deployed to manage the protest?
That's not accurate, I can say for a fact, and the reason is because in spite of the fact that tensions were high, somehow these police officers, serving and retired, found a way to connect with each other. I mean, this is an issue that affects both divides, whether you're in service or you're out of service. So they can see clearly, like Omoyele mentioned, this is their future. So it's in their own interest to ensure that these guys, to the best of their ability, fight for their rights. So as when they get to that position, they wouldn't have to do so much in terms of staying out on the streets and under the rain to beg the government to give them what is due to them. In fact, I can even say that at some point, they brought out refreshment and shared amongst the protesting pensioners. Unfortunately, some of them were so furious that they initially rejected collecting some of these refreshments, but somehow they found a compromise, and up until this moment, they have managed to remain at that premises without any rancor, just waiting to ensure that somebody at the highest level of affairs, this time the Inspector General of Police, comes out and addresses them. So no issue regarding tear gas or any physical violent behavior ensues from what we observed.
All right, thank you so much for clarifying that, Sagir. I believe you are still on top of the story and you continue to bring us more details as they unfold. It was nice having this session with you.
Definitely. Thank you very much.